Confidence isn't something that you're born with. It is something that you train. And most people lose confidence not because they're incapable, but because they've stopped keeping small promises to themselves. And today, I'll show you the science behind confidence and 3 tools you can use to rebuild it. Hello, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, the place where me and you get to sit together and have couch conversations to help you reach your full potential. So if you're really committed to creating the best version of yourself, subscribe and take a seat. And for those of you who are new here, my name is Maria Saab. I'm a high-performance coach working with C-suite executives, entrepreneurs, professional athletes, and artists all over the world. I'm an international speaker and trainer, and the founder and CEO for Home of Greatness, a tech platform and the best community of high performers you can ever be a part of. But more on that later. Basically, I help people reach their full potential and top performance sustainably across different areas of their life. But before creating all of that, I wasn't always this confident. I remember a time I knew I wanted and could reach success, the success that I visualized, but I didn't feel like I was good enough to actually make it. Too young, not enough experience, in a third world country, and unfortunately, a woman. Who will listen to me? And the more I set out these ambitious goals, but I believed I wasn't good enough, the more I procrastinated on actually making them happen. And procrastination after another, I lost trust in myself and my ability to do what I had planned for. What I had built is evidence of not being able to do the things, and that led to lack of confidence. So what if I reversed that? What if I had built a pattern of actually doing the things that need to be done? And then my confidence would increase. By putting that in action, I learned that confidence isn't built by shouting affirmations. It is built by evidence. Every time you show up, follow through, or simply keep your word to yourself, your brain releases dopamine, the chemical of reward and motivation that gives you a higher drive to do more of that. It is also creating a pattern on what kind of person you are, where you focus, and what you do. And based on that, it will start creating opportunities to be more of this person. That's how confidence grows. Repetition plus evidence, because these create identity, and that's the real deal. Either your confidence in your ability to procrastinate or in your ability to get things done, repetition plus evidence equals identity. It is also important to note that I worked on increasing my confidence level by working through both, gaining experience and evidence on my capability, and doing the internal identity work. So the confidence that I have today that has allowed me to create and live the life that I have now and run the businesses that I do was not an overnight transformation, but it was a journey of years of personal development, healing, consistent hard work, and consciously becoming the version of myself that I know exists. And I'm not done yet. Here's what happens in your brain, because you know I'm a science girl, and I cannot act on or preach anything if I don't understand why, how, and what happens to help me get there. So I'm going to give it to you guys. So when you take an action and complete it, the dopamine feedback loop creates your reward centers. So the more that you take a specific action and get a result, the more your brain is able to predict a certain outcome. And once the prediction matches the result, the brain releases dopamine and reinforces the neural pathway that says, I can rely on myself. When you do that repeatedly, your brain will learn to trust its own predictions. You will build self-trust, which your brain labels as confidence. This is called the Confidence-Competence Loop. The more you act, the more competent you feel. And the more competent you feel, the more you act. So the takeaway here is, confidence is your brain trusting itself, not the absence of doubt. That's why when I work with high performers on building the right systems for them, I always work on building self-trust first. It's not about going all out and taking massive action first, but starting step by step to prove to themselves that they can act on what they say they will do. And once self-trust is built, then we can increase the amount of action required to create and follow through that system that we have created together. The system that works for them instead of them working for the system. Studies from Harvard and other neuroscience labs show that recognizing and celebrating small wins activates the same reward circuits, the dopamine pathways, as major successes, especially when consciously acknowledged. What does that mean? That means that small daily mastery moments, like I handled that conversation better, I finished that workout, rewire the brain faster than one big achievement, because consistency matters here. How to apply that? You could keep a proof of capability journal. Every day, write 3 daily wins, no matter how small. Please. This way, you're directing your brain on what to focus on. And the more you focus on the wins, the more your brain will start seeing those wins, and the faster that you will rewire your mind on winning. This exercise is so effective. I give that to all of my clients. So that means that confidence is a skill that can be built. And for sure, some people are born with more confidence than others. I call it character, in your own DNA and spirit. And some people have more confidence simply because they have more experience. Or again, proof over time that they will get something done well. So if you don't feel confident today, it is either you don't have enough experience in that thing, or your identity, beliefs, and self-talk are wired on what others have told you about yourself, your capabilities, and your potential. Because you were never born thinking that you cannot do something. You are taught that. You are taught that from the people who don't believe they can do it themselves. And we take on these limitations and we make them our own. Do you want to continue doing that? If you don't, then keep watching. One of the biggest names in psychology, Albert Bandura, found that confidence isn't just a personality trait, it's a belief in your ability to produce a result. In other words, it's not I am confident, it is I believe I can handle this. It's an action. So I am confident in my ability to take an action and produce a result. That belief is built through 4 main experiences, according to Bandura. Number 1 is mastery experiences, which is what we talked about. The moments when you succeed. The real wins, even the small ones, are the strongest proof that you can. Number 2, vicarious experiences. Seeing others like you succeed. Your brain mirrors that success. If they can do it, then I can do it too. Number 3 is verbal persuasion, encouragement from credible voices that you trust. 4 is emotional regulation, learning to interpret nerves as readiness and not fear. And the most powerful one is the first, mastery experiences. And that's why micro wins matter. Every time you show yourself evidence that you're capable, your confidence compounds. Let's talk a little bit about the neuroscience of confidence, regulating your physiology. Confidence isn't just mental, but it is deeply physiological as well. When your nervous system is dysregulated, your brain literally cannot access confidence. And here's why. High arousal or stress activates your amygdala, which is a part in your brain, it's called the brain's alarm system. And it shuts down your prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for clear thinking, timing, and decision-making. And that's when doubt and hesitation creep in. And the powerful insight here is that stress can actually decrease confidence. Have you ever thought about that? When you're under pressure, your body inhibits the release of dopamine and serotonin. These are the neurotransmitters that make you feel confident, motivated, driven, and ready. So when you're stressed, you don't just think less clearly, you feel less capable. But when your body is calm and alert, what neuroscience calls the alpha-theta balance, you enter the optimal confidence zone. When you're in high stress and want to calm your body, try this before any performance, the 2-to-1 breathing technique. That's when you exhale twice as long as your inhale. Research from Stanford's Neuroscience Lab in 2023 found that this simple technique lowers your cortisol levels, or the stress hormone, and restores your prefrontal cortex control in as little as 60 to 90 seconds. Your body drives your brain, and your brain drives your belief. So when you want to feel confident, you have to train both your mind and your body. Another way that you can train your body, or another way that your body can influence your confidence, is through body language. Your body speaks to your brain. When you're slouched like that and you're looking down, you're sending signals to your body that you are not confident. And so it releases the hormones to make you feel more of that. I notice that a lot in athletes and how they could jump back into a game or not based on their body language. But when you stand tall and your chest is high and you breathe and you exhale longer than your inhale, your posture alone can increase your self-perceived confidence in under 2 minutes. So the confidence formula is confidence equals competence, or your ability to develop skills through practice, times emotional regulation, your ability to stay calm under pressure, times your evidence of success or reminders of your wins and growth, divided by time or consistency, because neuroplasticity takes repetition. Real confidence is not loud. It is quiet, self-trust that is built in small, private moments. And you don't need to fake it. You can actually train confidence. Breathe deeper, keep your word, and speak like the leader that you're becoming. And your brain will follow your lead. If this episode has helped you to reconnect with your confidence, save it to come back to it whenever you need a reminder. And share it with someone who's been doubting themselves lately. Because confidence is not something that you find. It is something that you build, one action at a time. Thank you so much for joining this episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with me your thoughts in the comments below, and share it with the people that you love.